years in clinical practice as a holistic pediatrician, really you start to see how important the first 7 years of each child's life is. Like what happens, what creates that platform. So it is the platform that the child lives with for the rest of their lives. So much development happens, brain development, immune system. So really those first 7 years are critical to establish a really healthy foundation. Any product, any formulation starts with researching the ingredients, each individual ingredient. So you're looking at historical use, current research, any clinical studies to show the efficacy or the purpose of that ingredient. Next step, then you start formulating and you have a product ready to manufacture. So you go into manufacturing. And that should start with a GMP certified manufacturer, meaning good manufacturing practices, certified by the FDA, audited by the FDA. And then that begins when you start with each ingredient and identity test it. So identity test it for that it is what it's meant to be and that there's nothing in there that shouldn't be there, like heavy metals and things like that. So you're testing to see that it's the actual ingredient itself and that there's no contaminants for purity. Next step, then you go into production. So you're manufacturing, you have a finished product, and then that product then should be tested that each ingredient on the label is in there at the right amount and that there's nothing in there that shouldn't be there. So again, we get a C of A, the certificate of analysis, that shows that all the active ingredients are there. There's no microcontamination, there's no heavy metals, etc. And that product then is ready to be released. Final step, then that product should go into a stability study where you study it over the course of the shelf life. And at the end of that 1 year, 18 months, 2 years, each ingredient should still be there in the correct amount. I mean, always it comes down in every field, who did the study? That's the starting point, right? And then who has reviewed the study in terms of looking at the methodology and seeing that it was all done correctly, and where was it published? If you can do all those three things, then you have some solid research, solid evidence. There's advertising and education. For me, anybody can advertise, but not everyone can educate, and that's really the most important thing. I think in the whole industry, education, having people understand, the background, the research, the studies that go into each formulation or ingredient is really what makes people realize, oh, I could take this for that, I could use this for this, I can take vitamin C for the immune support, because all that research is there. So education to me is, the key, the sort of the fulcrum of the whole industry. I think that's how we grew, how we have. Like if you just take an example, U.S. Academy of Sciences, 1941, that's when they first coined the term essential nutrients, for the vitamins, minerals, essential fatty acids, the omega-3s. So it was 1941. And they had enough research at that time to say, okay, these are essential. Everybody, especially children, need this amount each day in the right amount. Otherwise, there's going to be a consequence. There'll be a problem down the road. So from 41 to now, that's another 80 years of clinical research, practice, studies, really understanding the function of all these ingredients. So there's a wealth of information, and if we can communicate that, educate people, and understand that, then I think we've done our job. You have such a broad reach, you're reaching so many important people in the whole field and industry. I think you're, in the perfect position to be doing that and providing that information to, retailers, practitioners, parents, end users, the whole industry, and all the people that use it. Check the label always. If you're looking at a product, check the GMP certification so we know it was produced and manufactured correctly. And then you have something that you can trust.